I'm just thrilled to see a room full of young people here today who are, yes, you're here to learn, knowledge yourself more about what's happening in terms of crime, victimization, and so on. But I also see all of you guys as community leaders.
The youth work that we have going on right now, it is hopefully going to carry on the resiliency that youth have, and we recognize that. And so to have presentations and conferences and youth groups in the community, hopefully that's all working towards building on a bigger picture, which includes working with youth one-on-one, providing support.
We are looking for you, young people, as leaders.
Discourse of violence in all its forms and shapes is a societal issue. It does, although MOSAIC is an immigrant and refugee serving organization, and we do have a fair share of our community affected by violence, youth violence, gang violence, all those stuff. So I think working with leaders and emerging leaders, which is the youth, is MOSAIC's commitment, because that is how we can empower following our mission and vision statement. That's how we can empower communities and recruit leaders.
Why don't we go tell kids the truth? Because when they're getting recruited into gangs, they are certainly not getting told the truth. They're getting told how much money they'll make, the nice cars they'll drive, the status, the bling bling, all that stuff. They weren't told that every murder I investigated when I was with Vancouver, somebody in their own gang either sold them out and or killed them. Every one.
Basically, with gangs, we're all victims of it, whether you're the person who's being murdered, the family of the person who's been murdered, the family of the person who perpetrated the murder, or a relative or friend. We're all victims of this gang thing that's going on right now. The very motivating for me to see all these young adults show up at this conference, because as Joe and I said during the talk, they are certainly the ones that are going to make the changes and make the difference. It's not we can't arrest ourselves out of this problem.
I just took part in the presentation, and I think these presentations are very important for youth to take part in, just so that they're aware of the dangers out there, because in today's society, high schools, online communities, it's very easy and it's very accessible for kids to get drugs. And getting involved with drugs, wherever they come from, whatever you're taking, you need to be aware the dangers, who could be linked to where you're getting the drugs.
We're learning a lot about what's happening in our community and what we should do as a group to prevent it. And I think it's really educational, and everyone should be a part of these kind of events, just to know what's out there.
The right path to take when you're at the fork that Joe was talking about, what path to take and his experiences, and it gives a good insight of what actually happens rather than seeing it from the outside. You actually get to see what someone who's been in it, their perspective. So it was good.
I think it was very educational. It really opened our eyes. We didn't know half the things that were going on in our community, but now we really know, and we know what to do.
And the pictures they were showing, that you won't end up anywhere good from doing all these drugs and gang violence and things. Like he said, they either end up dead, addicted, or in jail. So it's not that good. Try to tell people to avoid these kind of situations, stay away from gangs, stay away from all that kind of dangerous and violent situations.
So we can be vulnerable online. So we can see that sharing our phone numbers, or our address, or emailing and stuff we could leave us vulnerable. Because let's say if our privacy settings are really low, we don't know who's looking at our profile. It could be a friend, it could be a stranger, it could be an employer when we're handing out resumes and they Google our names. Facebook could come up. It can also be an online predator. But it's just not the internet we have to be careful about. Because we know a lot of sexual exploitation can happen in a lot of different forms. It can happen with cell phone use. So the ways we use our cell phone. So have you guys heard of the word sexting before? Yeah, so sexting essentially is when you're sending or receiving a nude or sexual image of another person over the phone, and you're sending that to another person. But do you guys think that this could be an issue of child pornography?
Well, I think it's really important that, it is recognized to have such events. I think a lot of times youth are left out when it comes to issues of victimization. A lot of the times they don't have the education and awareness of the various issues that are happening in their own backyards. And some of these issues are things that we're going to be talking about today, such as, how can youth protect themselves online? How youth can protect themselves or people that they know in situations of potential human trafficking. How youth can protect themselves in their relationships and also within their community where there's so much youth gang violence occurring. And it's also important to incorporate some positivity into events, and that's why we've also invited the BC Lions to come in and do a presentation about leadership and teamwork and why it's important to be involved in your community, because being involved is, a part of empowerment, and it's a part of educating yourself so that you prevent yourself and those around you from being impacted by any type of victimization.
I know I've just been really busy lately, school and stuff.
Yeah, I bet school year is going by really quick. I was just wondering, how's grade 10 treating you?
Not bad. Lots of homework lately, but whatever.
Yeah, homework, it just piles up. I remember feeling that way in grade 10 too. Is there anything I can help you with on the homework front?
No, not really. I just need to focus more.
Yeah, I see. So, tell me, Julia, what's new with you?
Not much, really. Oh, I guess I kind of have a boyfriend now.
Oh, a boyfriend. And how's that going?
Amazing. He's such a nice guy. He treats me really good, He buys me something new, every day. And he called me last night and he was like, I'm going to take you shopping on the weekend, get your nails done. So that's so sweet.
Well, it sounds like he's very interested in you. I'm glad you're happy. Is that the boy I've seen you with after school?
Yeah, that's me. We hang out after school.
Okay, so just the two of you? How about your friends? Do you hang out with them all together?
No, not really. It's mostly just me and him. Sometimes his friends will hang out with us, but they're really cool, so I don't mind. So, I see my friends during school, so I hang out with him after school.
Okay, well, that sounds like fun. I can see, you're really trying to create this balance between your friends and your new boyfriend. Julia, are you sure you're not in a way distancing yourself from your friends at school?
Oh, no, not at all. I choose to hang out with him, and I have such a good time with the guy, and sometimes even better than with my own friends. It's not a big deal, don't worry. This kind of stuff, it happens in high school. People drift apart, and they make new friends, and it's okay. I'm not upset about it.
So I always think about when you're on your path to success, and I always think that it's important that you aim high. One of my favorite sayings is that it's better to shoot for the stars and drag your feet in the trees than to shoot for the trees and drag your feet in the mud. So whenever I'm trying to do something, I always say, all right, what am I aiming for here? Am I just going to try to be do just enough to get by? Am I going to just try to be the average at whatever I'm doing in life, or am I really going to try to be the best? And if you try to be the best at everything, you might not be the best at everything, but you're going to end up doing okay. So in your path to success, and you're aiming high for success, sometimes things happen, you get disappointments, and you might not reach every goal that you set. And you can't always, sometimes those results aren't always up to you, but most of the time that they are. So that's why I like the we it idea, something that I always remember.
What makes my generation and your generation relatively close is we're looking for the leadership on this issue and many other issues.
We're thinking of going to even elementary schools and maybe talking to some kids and trying to change things up, because this is everywhere. Anywhere you go, you find homeless people, drug addicts, and all this stuff. And I just think it's our turn to give and to prevent all this.